Thank you for staying with us. The South African manufacturing activity remains in contraction territory. The seasonally adjusted Absa PMI declined by 1.9 points to 46.2 in December. This places the 2024 fourth quarter average of the PMI at 49 points, only slightly below the 2024 third quarter numbers. Absa says while the manufacturing sector experienced a volatile year, December's consecutive monthly decline reversed the upward momentum seen in September and also in October. The business activity index decreased by 8.7 points. The pullback in production came on the back of a sharp fall in demand. The new sales orders also index fell to 37.4 points from 49.9 in November. Worryingly, some respondents noted that conditions in December 2024 were worse than usually seen in December. The purchasing price index also fell by 1.3 points. Absa says the December PMI results underscore the challenges facing South Africa's manufacturing sector, which includes weak domestic demand, declining export sales, and logistical disruptions. However, the improvement in future expectations suggests that manufacturers remain hopeful for a recovery in 2025. For more on the PMI, I'm joined by Andiswa Nondudule from ABSA Corporate Investment Banking. Good afternoon, Andiswa. Thank you so much for your time. I was just taken by that particular line that the respondents that were surveyed in the PMI say that December was quite different in that it was worse that they have seen. Do you know what was happening, the dynamics that were happening in December, in last month in December, that led to such a low number in the PMI?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think it's difficult to tell. I think it mostly probably has to do with the low growth environment that we are seeing. I mean, if we saw in the third quarter of last year, we did see a contraction in GDP. So I presume it has a lot to do with the weak demand that we're seeing, weaker domestic growth and so forth.
Yeah, one would have thought that since we've been seeing that the energy situation has been quite stable for a couple of months, you know, that those green shoots would have filtered through to the manufacturing sector. Do you think that they are yet to see the benefits of things working out in the energy sector, and maybe somehow once production gets going, you know, it could spark demand elsewhere?
Yeah, so I think we've had stable electricity supply for quite some time now, since March, but we haven't really been seeing that coming through meaningfully within the economy, particularly within the manufacturing sector. So which tells you that there's probably other issues that are stalling on growth within the sector, despite having stable electricity supply. I think logistical issues probably play a role within that.
Yeah, when we look at the three indices that particularly fell down, which is business activity index, we just spoke about that briefly, and the new sales orders index also fell quite sharply, and the purchasing price index. And while the surveyed business owners are confident about prospects in 2025, do you think that they could easily come back from these falling indices that we've seen in December?
Possibly, hey, but I think there's just been a lot of volatility within the PMI data, so it's really hard to sort of dissect what's happening within the sector. But I think the fact that manufacturers are optimistic about 2025 is probably a positive. So from our side, we are expecting a little bit of growth to come through in 2025. So that's likely to sort of bode well for the sector, hopefully. And I think continued electricity supply as well is likely to benefit the sector. So I think, yes, we did see the decline in activity, new sales orders, but yeah, I think that the fact that we saw, or rather the fact that manufacturers are optimistic about the future, yeah, it is a positive for the sector.
Yeah, unfortunately, Andiswa, we have to leave the interview there, and the audio was not the greatest, and we do apologize to our SABC viewers for that. But we do thank Andiswa Nondudule from ABSA Corporate Investment Banking for giving us a latest breakdown of the Purchasers Managers Index, which tracks the manufacturing activity in the economy. And with that, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, I'll have more news for you.